How do you get your business to generate 10K plus per month? Hi, this is Michael. I have to be quite quiet and I'm going to keep this to about a minute to maybe a little bit more because I just had a dental implant yesterday. My recovery's been going very well. I've limited my speaking the whole day today until now. It's very important you hear this. So, my update on where I'm at today, and that'll help you see how to get to that point. If you're not there, maybe you are over it. You do the little things each and every day first that are going to make a significant difference in the future. And so by continuing to do those little routine tasks, those little habits that you maybe don't get rewarded for immediately, no instant gratification, that's the point. It could be day in and day out for months. And then maybe you start seeing something trickling in, you start seeing the feedback given, you start seeing changes, you start making iterations. See, I've been through all of that. I didn't just buy a course, I didn't just have a mentor or join a mastermind. I wasn't given a business. I didn't grow up in an entrepreneur business, family oriented family. So I've had to make my way. And so I had to learn the ups and downs, even with all the resources online, offline. And I learned from people like you did, perhaps at a point where you're still here and watching YouTube videos, going through blog posts, social media, Facebook groups, wherever it is. And that's what I did. I did a bit of that. I started a blog. I began doing that in the health space. That business then grew. And then I transitioned over to another one after I had that one running. And then started doing iterations and evolving. And that's what you do as a digital business owner / entrepreneur, brick and mortar, online or offline, is you evolve into different pieces of you. And you focus on that one thing and you grow it and you learn how to evolve with it. And when people ask me, are building personal and business relationships important? Of course they are. Now, as an introvert, it can be difficult for me sometimes to not necessarily build it, but to open up enough to do it. And it's hard for me to trust others, like you might be the same way. And if this is your first time, you're probably questioning this guy. But like I said, again, I started in the health affiliate marketing space, digital marketing agency. I have a few affiliate marketing businesses outside of that. I did the network marketing stuff some time ago, really wasn't my thing. Now there are some like quote unquote hybrids and evolutions of it, in a sense, that work a little bit better. And did a hybrid of my affiliate with e-commerce for some time. And then now as an expert business loan broker, it's what I eventually wanted to do is my primary focus. But I still go back into these other businesses from time to time, helping others out, evolving my own things and keep making iterations of them, A/B split testing and finding out what works, and then A/B split testing that one again. And it becomes a lot of fun once you get into the skill sets of your own marketing, your own advertising, you understand how sales work. I'm not a salesperson, but of course we're selling each other. We might be selling a product or service, but be natural in this space. When you are trying to promote your own product or somebody else's, a service, act naturally. Don't be that person who's pitching people. Don't be somebody who's harassing, heckling. I've never been that way. I grew up academically. I went to school perhaps like you did in the university system. Then I went also to community. And I had worked a lot of job roles. I worked in the construction, manufacturing, warehouse. I was a ramp agent in my younger 20s. Did a few other parts, not because it was so unstable, it was just because I was trying to figure out different roles post-education, thinking that this was the direction, but it really wasn't. Found a good role here and there, logistically / financially, working mentally hard as well as physically, but I was underappreciated, undervalued. Company got bought over, went down under. I had to go back on food stamps and unemployment, and that felt to me again embarrassing, and I didn't want to lack that trait where I wasn't being helpful to my family and I wanted to provide more. And so all that being said and done again because of this, and it's been a good recovery so far, that you shouldn't just settle. And I have my laptop here, the light, gotta make sure it's there. Don't settle for less. You might not see it right now, but with me in time, and if you already have, you know what I'm talking about, you're already on your way. You're like, I already got a course, I'm already doing things, thanks to you or someone else or for showing me the way. And I've been down that path where there was no true mentor. And you don't have to go through all of that I did. And I didn't have to do it myself either, but I wanted to see things out before I bought into things. And then I really learned. That's how you will. You can take a course, learn things, but you truly will learn by experiencing it on your own, in your own niche. Everybody can't tell you exactly how that'll work. You'll find iterations. You'll find a way to say something better or do something better, write something produced by video, podcast, or have that be at ChatGPT, and a lot more. So with me, I want you to see that you are not alone and that it takes time to build something. And if you're that individual who's always just seeking information but never doing anything with it, I don't mind when people reach out to me and they have questions about things, and I love the relationship part of it. But it's like when it's time to do something and all I'm getting back is the same thing over and over, I'm just wondering before I even said a word, like, will they ever do anything? Or are they just seeking like update after updates but really won't go anywhere? So there's a point in time where you have to stop that and say, my next point of communication with this guy, with Michael, or if not with me right away, or not at all, you move forward with things. If you have to put a price on something and you have to buy it and it's worth getting into because it's your education, it's your time freedom, your energy freedom, you get to go and travel, you get to use your laptop, you get to just sit in the lobby for 5 to 10 minutes before you head out, or go up to the room, or just hang out at your cousin's aunt's house and you're working from there. You can travel and be a digital nomad and freelance or work from home, or whatever it is you choose, and you're more flexible with your hours. You can choose your times, you can choose when you want to work. Of course, you have to put the work up front, like I have, to reap the benefits of passive income in my different businesses. And I'm no different. I had to put in years of time. It's not just going to happen in 6 months. It's not just going to really happen in a year, maybe even 2 to 3 years at times. And so you'll see the stuff trickling, your activity return on investment, as well as your financial ROI. And those are two different things you have to keep in mind, and they can intertwine. So I can say a lot more in this video. I said I was going to keep it really short. We're already in the 7-minute mark, more than I needed to. But again, good recovery so far. I'm not going to speak usually for the rest of the day. I'm going to say as minimal as I can until I recover fully. But keep looking out for my content, excuse me. And if you have any questions and you're seeing this via email, please respond back. Maybe on YouTube, you can leave me a comment down below. But whatever venture, endeavor you come across, don't give up easily. Have persistence, be disciplined, be consistent. It's what's very important in this, is always be consistent, whether it's an online business, it's a traditional brick and mortar. Consistency, whenever you're doing it and not seeing the results you want, or maybe you are and you're like, well, I'm not. And I've been there, believe me, and I still have those days myself where I go, this should have happened, but it didn't. What can I do to make it better next time for somebody? What can I make the experience better for my ideal target market? And you start thinking like a true business owner / entrepreneur and asking yourself the questions that the other person would be having, and you start jotting them down, whether it's for an offer, it's for a lead magnet, somebody simply giving you their information so you can give them a free guide, a PDF, checklist, whatever that is. And you start questioning yourself, and if you were in that position, what would you be asking? And if you've been in there, you should know. That's why experience overrules everything. And when you know your questions, that's what the other person could be questioning. So each part of the funnel, each part of the process, making sure you have processes in place, systems, and automation are the 3 things that I overemphasize a lot of times. Maybe you haven't heard me say it lately, but processes on how you do things, how you go about them, each tasks, how you write things down, probably on a calendar. I have one in front of me, on your Excel spreadsheet or wherever it is, on your CRM tool, and/or I like writing it down. It just gives me better connection. You can also have it elsewhere for your team, for yourself, etc. And then the systems that govern that. What are you going to put in place to quote unquote make it more passive for you? Whether it's not always the passive income part, but more passively with the systems that you've created, where you can go to sleep, wake up in the morning, you get leads, you do get people who purchase, and they do it correctly. And because you set these things up, and the automation behind that drives all that, a chatbot, your chatbot on your website, Facebook Messenger, maybe you have other scripts you run. That list can go on and on for automation. Some things you can't automate, a lot of things you can. Just understand how to differentiate and when to plug yourself in, as opposed to just letting some automation handle it all for you, because there still needs to be a human element to it. I'm not saying you have to be on like this with people. If you understand what you're doing correctly and you can build relationships up with your own content and your own market in other ways, this will also help you. And then you'll learn how to diversify your income. So focus on one thing, try to be focused on one channel, but then be multi-channel at the same time, experiment with the others, know where your ideal target market is. Don't spread yourself thin. Grow that business over time, whatever space you're in, excuse me, and then start developing more streams until you've just developed that one where you're like, I'm consistently generating XYZ activities, or I'm generating XYZ also financial return on my investment. What can I do to sharpen that up? And staying in that market is really going to help you generate that 10K plus per month. And don't forget, I think I said this once already, working on yourself. Personal development is really big. That's the foundation of everything. If you don't have the right characteristics, personality traits, if you don't work on yourself, like let the ego go, let the stubbornness, arrogance, cockiness, if any of that, let the bad attitude, rotten attitude, chaotic attitude, mindset. And it starts with that mindset and the belief. And really, we were programmed from the very beginning to think we couldn't do any of this. We just had to go to school, do the whole 9 to 5, or work a trade, whatever it is, and then just raise a family and grow on out from there. And then you start realizing like you're just overworking yourself and you're not getting compensated enough, or you are overworked. And there are a lot of things that can happen. I've been through these scenarios. But there's another way out of this. And it's also by working on yourself, like I just said, and becoming the person you need to become to be that person in your business who then transfers over to that person who is then really just not just generating the money, but is sustaining and keeping it and continuing to grow that and expand that. That takes that character, it takes that, of course, the know-how, but it'll be more consistent as opposed to one big lucky thing you had, or if it wasn't luck, it just happened for a short period and you don't see it again, or you don't see it again for months, years, and you just give up. So consistently in your skills, understanding what you need to get involved with, if that means at a point now getting into a paid course, which I've been able to do, and I did it too so I can elevate my other businesses. So I said, okay, if I bought this course, what more would it do for my affiliate marketing business here, or my digital marketing agency, or my course creation here, or whatever other product services? And it does help. There are some things that I was like, I already knew about this, like maybe 80% of that, 90% of that, 100%. Or there are things where I just discovered and I go, oh, I can plug that into here. I can reference this whenever I need it. So growing in purchasing things, the opportunity cost, what you forego to get more time and energy freedom, to save more as well, and be more happy overall. Spend more time with your friends and family, those loved ones, like I'm able to do. And I just had like a little shockwave. I don't know if you guys ever get that, but it's from me just feeling like I want you guys to get the best help possible and making sure that this is as real as it is. You know, on your journey might be different than mine, where we are right now. And it's not always about that destination, but the journey. It's always about continuing to grow and expand and doing things appropriately. So enough talk here. Good thing I've been recovering well, and it's not like aching or hurting like yesterday after the appointment did. But I'm gonna keep quiet towards the end of the day, or for the rest usually, as much as I can. And refer to the description below in the bio, or for all information, you can send me a comment back. I do get quite flooded because I do run multiple businesses, and sometimes I have to run in and out on some of them. But just because I'm not responding back doesn't mean I'm not there. I might not have seen it. I may have, but I couldn't respond back right away. Just move forward with the next step. I can probably send you a quick email, text message. Just know it is me on the other end. Maybe my team, but usually it's me. And yeah, just keep moving forward. Don't be hesitant on things. Now, if you don't have, of course, if you're trying to spend on something and you don't have, be reasonable. Don't go bankrupt, or don't close yourself down, but find ways of getting to that point with what you're already doing. And if you have enough to invest into something, if I would have done that earlier back then, I would have. Now looking back on it, but we all learn from things and we grow in different ways. So that's all for me. Appreciate you. Thank you. Bye.